Imagine discovering that the secret to real wealth isn't buried in a vault, but hidden in everyday choices that shape your mindset and bring lasting peace. It's a revelation that challenges everything society tells us about success, and trust me, you'll want to keep reading to uncover how the truly affluent live differently from those just pretending to be rich. From my time in my 20s, where I immersed myself in the world of luxury hospitality, I had the privilege of interacting with individuals who wielded not just fortune, but genuine influence. Picture this: people who could subtly steer a major business negotiation while savoring an elegant dessert. My experiences didn't just deepen my knowledge of fine wines and gourmet dishes, they illuminated the inner workings of authentic wealth. And here's where it gets controversial: true affluence isn't measured by bank accounts alone, it's about cultivating a powerful mentality, a clear sense of purpose, and an unshakable inner calm. Critics might argue that wealth is purely financial, but what if I told you that the flashy millionaires often end up chasing validation instead of value? Over the years, I began spotting clear patterns. These weren't just quirks, they were deliberate practices that set apart those who sustain their prosperity from those who merely display it. Allow me to share 10 key habits I've observed, each one expanding on the last to help you grasp how mindset trumps materialism. 1. They avoid the urge to prove themselves. Genuinely wealthy individuals seldom feel compelled to flaunt their riches. They skip the designer logos, the social media spectacles of private jets, and the public parades of opulence. Deep down, they recognize their security, so why put on a show for the world? I recall serving one of the earliest billionaires at an exclusive resort. He sported worn loafers and a simple white polo shirt. You'd never guess his net worth soared into the hundreds of millions. When quizzed about his modest attire, he grinned and replied, "I reserve my refined tastes for what truly counts." That wisdom has lingered with me. While the performative wealthy obsess over projecting an image of achievement, think of those subtle behaviors that scream, "I'm successful," despite hidden debts. https://vegoutmargcom lifestyle gen people who pretend to be successful but are actually broke typically display these subtle bias. The ultra-wealthy prioritize feeling at ease within themselves. And this is the part most people miss: it's not about hiding wealth, it's about not needing external approval to feel worthy. 2. They prioritize seclusion over spotlight. In our selfie-obsessed age, where sharing every life's minutiae is the norm, the extremely affluent often do the exact reverse. Their online profiles, if they exist at all, are locked down or absent, and their residences are secluded, far from Instagram-worthy backdrops. I arranged a gathering for a dynasty whose resources could compete with nations' economies. Anticipating grandeur, I was struck by their insistence: no cameras, no media, no fanfare. That evening, a profound realization hit me. Authentic wealth transforms attention into a potential risk rather than a perk. But here's where it gets controversial: does this secrecy stem from genuine humility, or is it a calculated move to dodge envy and scrutiny? What do you think? Does valuing privacy make someone wiser, or just more detached? 3. They plan for generations, not just moments. While many pursue quick victories, the elite wealthy engage in extended strategies. This applies to finances, enterprises, or even parenting. They embrace patience and foresight. They grasp the power of compounding, not solely in investments but also in daily routines. https://v.mag.com/things-to-do-forward/c-lc-7-subtle-rituals-wealthy-people-treat-as-non-negotiable. I once caught a patron advising his child, the ideal moment to begin something significant was a decade back. The next best is right now. It wasn't mere fiscal guidance, it embodied a philosophy. Performative fortunes crave immediate payoffs, whereas durable wealth recognizes time as the most precious resource. To clarify for beginners, think of compounding like planting a seed that grows into a tree over years. Small, consistent efforts yield massive results, unlike impulsive splurges. 4. They assign tasks but remain engaged. This one caught me off guard initially. Families of immense wealth delegate nearly all tasks, yet they never lose touch with the bigger picture. Assistants, financial advisors, culinary experts, and overseers handle the details, but the principals stay keenly aware. They scrutinize reports, pose in-depth inquiries, and pore over agreements. I met a prominent woman who could recite the monthly averages for her global estates spanning continents. She didn't micromanage daily operations, but she was always in the know. This distinguishes oversight from genuine accountability. The performative crowd farms out their intellect, while the ultra-wealthy remain educated. HTTPS VE Gout Margicom lifestyle. I was terrible at managing money until I learned these rules that wealthy people follow automatically. 5. They nurture connections as assets. Have you ever witnessed how certain folks make every person in a gathering feel valued? It's no accident, it's a honed ability. The highly affluent excel at fostering bonds. They don't schmooze, they genuinely invest in others. At a notable charitable event, a tech mogul I served dedicated a full quarter hour chatting with a server about his origins. Later, he recalled the server's name effortlessly. This isn't contrived charm, it's authentic rapport, forging trust, devotion, and chances that cash can't manufacture. The performative wealthy seek mere exchanges. https://ve-mag.com/z-8-ways-lower-middle-class-people-try-to-look-actually-give-them-away, whereas the ultra-wealthy cultivate ties that endure across generations. 6. They safeguard their vitality. A core truth about the supremely wealthy, they cherish their time and mental space as if it were pure gold. They decline readily, decline pointless gatherings, upheavals, and anyone who saps their emotional or intellectual reserves. On a secluded getaway, a guest shared, wealth can acquire nearly anything, but not bandwidth. Shield yours. I've reflected on that advice each time I overextend or get entangled in others' turmoil. Authentic prosperity involves more than choices, it demands sharp focus. And this is the part most people miss. In a world that glorifies business, saying no is a superpower. 7. They anchor themselves with routines. You'd assume those with personal chefs and yachts crave non-stop excitement, but most yearn for steadiness. They adhere to daily rituals like morning regimens, weekly family meals, and unchanging holiday spots. Why? Rituals provide stability amidst potential disorder. A cherished client always began his day identically: Greek yogurt drizzled with honey, paired with black coffee. Queried about it, he explained, reliability equals serenity. The performative affluent pursue thrills, while the ultra-wealthy establish patterns. 8. They commit to perpetual education. It might sound cliché, but it's spot on. The elite never cease expanding their knowledge. I've observed executives delving into biographies of unrelated leaders, attending seminars anonymously, and jotting notes eagerly. They understand that inquisitiveness accumulates dividends. As Warren Buffett famously noted, https://www.goodreads.com/quotes/802960/5-the-more-you-learn, the more you learn, the more you earn. Yet, for the ultra-wealthy, learning serves as protection against intellectual decline, blending emotional and cognitive growth. They are inquisitive, modest, and receptive. Conversely, the performative types pretend omniscience. 9. They synchronize finances with significance. Perhaps the starkest contrast, the immensely wealthy deploy their resources to enhance meaningful causes. They don't squander impulsively, they spend deliberately. A household I assisted gave away millions annually, without seeking headlines. Their motive wasn't acclaim but a sense of duty. https://www.forbes.com/sites/russellandprince/2015/with-great-wealth-comes-great-responsibility. In contrast, newcomers to wealth often dissipate fortunes on fleeting luxuries like exotic vehicles, timepieces, and lavish bashes, feeling hollower afterward. Genuine wealth rejects extravagance for harmony. But here's where it gets controversial: should the rich be obligated to share, or is personal alignment enough? Does philanthropy stem from true altruism, or just a tax dodge? 10. They maintain poise amid turmoil. Lastly, and crucially, the ultra-wealthy keep their cool when chaos erupts. In recessions, crashes, or worldwide upheavals,